Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I want to talk about my top two McLarens, my P1 and the Speedtail, what I like about them and what are the differences. So first, let's put this in the race mode because the car is sick when it's lowered and doesn't start. Uh-oh, key not found. All right, what happened? You know what? Sometimes, sometimes you gotta wake up the car. There we go. Wow, that sounds amazing. Man, that was a lot of work. Man, but as you can see, the car is in a stealth mode. Looks like it's still moving, but man, that looks amazing. It's like a black Thunderbird. And now let's put the Speedtail in the velocity mode. This is not recommended for street driving. It's only for track. And you gotta excuse all these towels and covers. Who wants to scratch this baby? Not me. All right. So what we gotta do to go to velocity mode?
Do the doors have to be closed?
I think so.
Gotcha.
All right, let's close the doors. Well, maybe we should get rid of all this plastic. It's a buzzkill. This car, definitely, you need to be flexible to drive it. We're in velocity mode, and I forgot it's power doors.
Do you like that it's power doors?
Not really. I don't have the patience. I want to just open and close it like P1.
It kind of makes sense though if you're sitting in the middle and you can't reach, you know?
Yeah.
But other than that, I know what you mean.
Yeah. Woo! Dude, this thing's like a boat. Look how low this thing's sitting. And this is what I gotta deal with. Two chargers, front and the pad. I feel like this car is always on its period. All right guys, make sure you stick around to the end of the video because I'm gonna tell you which car I like in each category. So let's talk about the spec. On the P1, you have V8 twin turbo with a single electric motor producing 903 horsepower, and it does 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds and 0 to 124 miles an hour in just 6.8 seconds. That's pretty fast. Now when it comes to top speed, it only does 217 miles an hour. It doesn't seem that fast, but who's ever gonna go over 200? So when it comes to weight, it only weighs a little over 3,200 pounds and they only made 375 units worldwide. So those are all the specs. Let's get into the categories I made. When it comes to the styling, I absolutely love this car. This car is 7 years old and is still so futuristic. To me, still takes the cake. Every time I see it, especially in the handling mode, this car looks like a stealth bomber. Now when it comes to acceleration, this car takes the cake as well. Are you kidding me? Oh my god! This car does 0 to 60 in 2.8 seconds. That's faster than the Speedtail. And with the I-Pass button and drag resistant, it just has such an exhilarating drive. Now when it comes to handling, alright, well this car is not for the ordinary driver, especially in the race mode. It does make your palms sweat, and that's why I like it. It's really a go-kart on steroids. So it has a lot of play on the rear end. You gotta be very careful, but I love it. And being so light, it handles like it's on rails. When it comes to fun factor, this car has the styling, has the power, and if you wanna have some fun, driving in the race mode, and you'll have the time of your life. Now when it comes to comfort, I'm gonna have to say it's not the most comfortable car. I gotta check if these tires are original or I already replaced them once. Whoa, why is it so bumpy? Out of my fleet, it is a little bouncy, rugged, rough, but hey, it was supposed to be like that. It's a race car for the track. It's not a Cadillac Escalade. Now, when it comes to reliability, absolutely amazing. I have not had any issues with my car and I've owned it for 7 years. Actually, you know what? The only time I had an issue with this car when later drove my car and an AC tube popped out or something. But other than that, it's been 2 thumbs up on the maintenance. Now, last category, when it comes to cons, I would say the charger is a little bit heavy. That thing's like 45 pounds. Not that I don't weight left, but to carry it around, and the cable's very heavy. I'm always worried about scratching the paint. And putting it in race mode does take about 20 to 30 seconds, and sometimes I'm in a rush. All right, now that we're done with the P1, let's move over to the Speedtail. It's a long walk. Now, we're gonna talk about the Speedtail. Starting with the spec, this car is over 1,050 horsepower, V8 twin turbo with electric motors, and what's amazing about it is the length, 17 feet long, and it does 0 to 60 in 3 seconds, which is a bit disappointing given it's only a few hundred pounds heavier than the P1, and it's about 150 horsepower more. I would expect it to be a little bit quicker. Even though it's a slower 0 to 60 versus the P1, it does make up for it from 0 to 124 miles an hour in just 6.6 seconds, which is 0.2 seconds faster than the P1. But the top speed is what is impressive. It's 250 miles an hour versus the P1, 217 miles an hour. And my favorite, exclusivity. When it comes to production numbers, they produced 375 of P1s versus 106 units of the Speedtail. And guess what? This is the only one-of-one edition made by Hermes and McLaren. This is an amazing one-of-one. Now let's talk about styling. P1 is pretty futuristic, but the Speedtail, it's even more futuristic. It's so slick, 17 feet long, and even the active wing flushes right into the wing. So you can't even see it unless you brake. And it's a flexible carbon fiber. I think it's carbon fiber, but amazing. You would have never noticed you have an active wing on the rear end. Now, when it comes to acceleration, this car doesn't really make you feel fast 0 to 60, but from 60 to 120, 150 miles an hour, it picks up momentum. It's like a rolling train. Mad train at that. The power of the Speedtail is so linear, unlike P1, that you punch the gas and you feel the power instantly. The Speedtail takes a little bit to kick in, and it's smooth, and it just loads up and it never gives up. Keeps on coming.
This thing, oh my god.
When it comes to handling, the P1 is made for the track, the Speedtail is made for the straightaway, for top speed. It's very long, and turning at high speeds does feel awkward, especially sitting on the middle of the road. When it comes to fun factor, I would have to give it 50-50. Getting in and out is not easy. Charging the car is a bit of a pain because the keypad sometimes works, sometimes doesn't work, and I've had issues with it, but I think we solved it. I think the biggest fun factor for me on the Speedtail is just the fact you're sitting in the middle of the road. When it comes to comfort, it's pretty comfortable once you're seated, but getting in and out, not so much. When it comes to reliability, it all depends if the charger is having a good day or a bad day. Hopefully, when I come back tomorrow to work, I can jump start it and figure out where this pad exactly belongs, because that's what happened to me last time. I didn't really position the car over the pad and didn't get any warnings. But now I'm equipped. No, in all honesty, the wireless charger is a little bit finicky. You gotta be parked at the exact precise position to get that check mark, and if you're off by a few inches, the car's not gonna get charged. So that's the only thing, but I'm mastering it. But overall reliability is good. Now when it comes to cons, charging, if you're not exactly on the pad, it's hit and miss. Getting in and out is difficult. With my interior, that's definitely an issue for me because it's very stain prone. And then lastly, putting it in the velocity mode takes a little bit longer than the P1. So you gotta be patient. All right, now that we're done talking about the Speedtail, let me tell you which one I choose in each category. Now, styling, P1. Acceleration, P1, because I never do 124 miles an hour. So 0 to 60 is what I'm looking for. Handling, P1. Fun factor, P1. Comfort, this one's gonna have to be a Speedtail. Reliability, I would say P1. And just overall, I'm sorry guys, P1 is it for me. I gotta buy another one. It's crazy to think it's 7 years old and I still feel the way I do. Alright guys, that will do it for this week's video. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like the video. Be safe, be well, and see you guys next week. So I sold this for 40.7 million 2 years ago. So I made about close to $12 million. Residential investors work longer hours for lower returns compared to commercial real estate investors. Contrarian Academy helps residential investors successfully acquire their first commercial property in 6 months or less. There's a lot of pockets of opportunity where you can take great real estate that's located in great location and repurpose it. While one state, for example, Houston, that's heavily invested in oil and gas industry, is experiencing a recession, you may have another state like California experiencing the economic boom. You don't really have to wait for a global economic recession to jump out and invest your money and buy real estate. Apply now by clicking the link below.